start with a quadratic function, the topic before that is called as a linear function. So can you tell me what is a linear function? So that we can move ahead with the
Y equals mx plus c, the function of a straight line.
Yeah.
Or
So
where the
linear
power is
what?
1.
Linear means that you are having no power, right?
No
Y
power,
and
yes, sir.
X are
Both
just like in the
see,
same domain, means
yes,
they
sir.
don't involve higher powers. Okay, correct?
Yes, sir.
So that is
Yes, sir.
how the linearity is.
Yes, sir.
So always the graph of a linear function is a form of a straight line with a constant slope, correct?
Yes,
And
sir.
that slope is called as gradient as well, correct? In some of
Yes, sir.
the topics, it is called as slope. Some of the topics, it is gradient. So we'll take both, correct? So
Yes,
that
sir.
is what M is all about. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now comes to this particular topic that is called as quadratic function. So first of all, look into this particular word. In this, y and x are non-linear, okay? So y depends on the higher power of x, which is in this case 2, okay?
Yes, sir.
So basically what we are having polynomial, okay?
Yes, sir.
We have a polynomial. What is the meaning of polynomial? That we are having higher degrees, correct? We are
Yes,
having
sir.
higher degrees. Like here we have a square equation, like y
Yes,
equal
sir.
to x squared plus something, or maybe whatever. Okay. So if I have a x cubed something, that is a cubic equation and so on. So
Yes,
quadratic
sir.
is a special kind of equation in which the function has a relationship y is directly proportional to the second order of x, that is x
Yes, sir.
squared. I hope it is
Yes,
clear.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Let us look into this function on your screen. As you can see clearly, I am mentioning y is equal to x of a square. It is a simple quadratic without any complication, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if I want to analyze the nature of any function, what I will do? I will make a graph.
Yes, sir.
I will make a graph so that I can see which point I will get what. The easy
Yes,
way
sir.
we are doing from since childhood. We are making a table, right? We are
Yes, sir.
passing the x and we are getting f of x. So
Yes,
here
sir.
f of x is what? Here f of x is x square, right? So if I
Yes, sir.
pass 0, I will get 0 because 0 square is also 0, right?
Yes, sir.
If I pass -1, I will get +1. If I pass +1, I will get +1 again. Because you see, x square means what? You are just squaring whatever you are passing out. That means you are getting a positive value anyways. Whenever you are
Yes, sir.
passing, even if you are passing a positive or negative value, you are getting a positive value. That is what basically is the meaning of this particular function, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as you can see in this particular graph, what is the basic observation? Just look into
Uh,
this graph.
it's a parabola.
Yeah. First of all, this is symmetrical. Okay.
Yes, sir.
First
Yes, sir.
observation is symmetrical.
Symmetrical.
Second observation is that you have a mirror image of the points. Okay. Mirror image of the point. Like y of -1 is same as y of 1. Correct?
Yes,
Y
sir.
of -1 is same as y of 1. Similarly, y of 2 is also same as y of -2. So you have the mirror image of the respective
Point.
coordinates. Correct?
Yes, yes,
Pair.
sir.
Ordered pair. Correct? Ordered
Yes, sir.
pair. Like that. Third thing is that it is a shape of a parabola with mouth open. Okay?
Yes,
And
sir.
vertical up. It is like this.
Yes, sir.
See, it could be like this also, no? But I have to change the domain and range. Here, domain you are passing x and range you are getting y, right? Passing
Yes,
x,
sir.
getting y. So if you change it, suppose I have x equal to y square, then
Yes,
my
sir.
parabola will be 90 degree shifted.
Okay,
Right now
yes,
it is
sir.
in this direction, like this. And then it will
Yes,
become
sir.
like this. Okay. So this is how basically this. Can you just draw this?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts you can ask. I hope I
Yes.
have explained you everything.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Done, sir. Done drawing.
Okay. So what we are saying here all the valid values of x, basically x can take any value, correct? Any
Yes, sir.
real number will be x. So what is the domain of this particular function? All real values. Correct?
All way. Okay, yes, sir.
You can pass out absolutely anything. Okay. So domain is all. And now, what is the range of this particular function? As you are squaring and you are getting always a positive. So your range will be starting from 0 and terminating at infinity, right? So
Yes,
your
sir.
range will be from 0 to infinity with 0 inclusive. Correct? Any
Yes, sir.
doubts?
Yes, sir.
You can write down beta, domain and range of this function.
Yes, sir.
You understood how we are defining the domain and range?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So my basically way of teaching is I'll give you examples, theory part, then I will take the problems, okay, examples, and then we'll do the exam problem also, okay?
Yes,
All
yes, sir.
together, everything. So it's kind of a complete analysis of a single topic, then we move like this. I hope it is fine to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Done.
Fine. So as you can see clearly, one thing you need to remember, never put a greater bracket when you are involving infinity, okay? So if you have
Okay.
0 to infinity, you can never have infinity inclusive. Infinity is always exclusive. Because obviously,
Okay.
practically,
Yes,
you
sir.
cannot reach infinity, correct? You can
Yes,
only
sir.
approach infinity. That's what is. Correct? So now let
Yes,
us
sir.
multiply this particular function with a minus 1. So now I have minus x square. So what will happen? I will take the mirror image across the x-axis, correct? I put a mirror like this, and whatever
Yes,
is the
sir.
upward, now it is downward. Can you just draw y equal to minus x square?
Yes, sir. Done.
So you understood? When we multiply with a minus, that will be the image across the x-axis. Okay? So that means
Yes,
you
sir.
are putting a mirror across the x-axis and you are flipping it like this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us talk about, that was parabola, simple y equal to x square. Now we will expand the definition and we will talk about quadratic function. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
quadratic function is basically in the form of ax square plus bx plus c.
C.
Write down the function definition first and then we'll discuss one by one the steps.
Uh,
Is that
Only
okay?
the form of, yes, sir. Only the form of the function, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Done.
So y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c, correct?
Yes, sir.
So once again, by any function, you just need to see the, first of all, what is the relationship between y and x. As you can clearly see here, the second order is involved. That's why it is a quadratic function, correct? And we are
Yes, sir.
having the coefficients as a, b, and c, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we'll talk about three things. We'll talk about roots, we talk about the vertex, and we talk
Yes,
about
sir.
the y-intercept. Okay. What are the
Yes, sir.
roots? Roots are the values for which you solve by the equation, like ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Then whatever answer you get for x, that are called as roots. Okay. Roots is
Yes, sir.
nothing but the solution of the quadratic function. Write down. Roots are the solutions of, roots are the solutions of, roots are the solutions of
Yes, sir.
quadratic functions when we equate it to 0. Ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, right?
Yes, sir.
Now the bottommost point is called as vertex, okay?
Yes, sir.
In this case, when you have mouth
Yes, sir.
open, it is called mouth open parabola, right? Mouth
Yes, sir.
open parabola, like this, mouth open,
Yes, sir.
okay? And whenever it is cutting, wherever it is cutting with the y-axis, that is called as y-intercept, right? On y-intercept is the point.
Yes, sir.
Y-intercept is the point where the graph cuts the y-axis. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So in order to find out y-intercept, I put x equal to 0, right down. To find
Yes, sir.
y-intercept, put x equal to 0. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Any doubts?
One second, sir.
Yeah, just go through it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now let's take the case and how we can approach this particular function. So we'll see the nature of the parabola is basically determined by the coefficient, that is A.
Yes,
If
sir.
A is positive, graph will look like mouth open, right? A
Yes,
positive,
sir.
graph is mouth open. And if A is negative, mouth down. Note down the observation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, as you can see, it's a quadratic function. So we talk about discriminant. What is discriminant? Discriminant means b square minus 4ac. This will tell us what kind of roots we have. Okay.
Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When my discriminant is positive, I will have two roots. When it is zero, I have single repetitive root. And when it is
Yes, sir.
negative, I don't have any root. So write down the second point. Is the second point clear?
Yes, sir.
We'll calculate the b square minus 4ac and see if it is positive. I have two distinct root. If it is
Yes,
equal
sir.
to 0, I have one repeated root, double root. And
Yes,
when
sir.
it is negative, I don't have any root, okay, any real root.
Yes, sir.
Just a second, I am just connecting my charger.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now the third thing, I will calculate the roots. So for that, I use a formula that is minus b plus minus under root of the discriminant, that is delta, divided by 2a. So when you
Yes,
consider
sir.
plus sign, you will get one root, and when you consider minus sign, you will get the other root. I hope you remember this thing used in CBSE also.
Yes, sir.
Can you note down x-intercept?
Yes, sir.
And y already I told you, y is nothing but when you put x equal to 0. That I have told, correct?
Yes, sir. So solving the discriminant will tell us the number of roots, and
Correct.
then solving the quadratic formula will give us the value of the roots.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
That will
Yes,
only
sir.
tell you how many roots are possible. And this
Yes,
tell
sir.
you what is the value of the roots. Correct.
Yes, yes, sir.
That means if delta comes negative, I don't need to solve. I will simply say it will not have any real root, right?
Yes, sir.
Y-intercept, I told you already that we put x equal to 0. And wherever it cuts, I will get the intercept. That is y equal to c, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now comes axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry is basically you have a line, right? A
Yes, sir.
vertical line. That is minus b over 2a, right? That axis of symmetry. It is also called as the vertex, right?
Yes, sir.
Basically, vertex is nothing but the average of the two roots, right? x1 plus x2 by 2. That is basically vertexes. You can write down this observation.
Axis of vertex is average of the two roots.
Yeah. Average or mean, whatever you use. Both things are same.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let's take an example to clarify everything. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just take a look on this example, beta, and let us discuss every point. The example saying, I have an equation y is equal to 2x square minus 12x plus 10. So first of all, I will check whether my quadratic function valid or not, because it's in the format of ax square plus bx plus c, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
that means the case is clear. I have a quadratic function, right?
Yes,
Now
sir.
I need to graph it. So what I will do? I will look into the coefficient of x square. What is the
Yes,
coefficient
sir.
of x square in this case? 2, right? So
2.
what is the
Yes, sir.
shape of my parabola? Mouth open,
Up.
correct? Upward.
Up. Yes, sir. Yes,
Mouth
sir.
open up. So it is a U shape. Concave
Yes, sir.
up. It's called concave up, and this is called concave down.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Can you analyze? Can you just do this thing? Calculate the
Yes, sir.
delta, check the number of roots, find out the roots, then do all 5 points which we discussed in the previous question.
Yes,
Can
sir.
you do? I'll just hide it so that we can verify once you do it. Okay?
Yes, sir. Done, sir.
So let us discuss one by one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So first of all, A is positive, so it is concave up, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then you calculated the discriminant, that is delta. That is
Yes,
b
sir.
square minus 4ac. It comes out to be 64. Is it? Are you
Yes.
getting that?
64. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that tells us two distinct root. Okay, write down two distinct root.
Yes, sir. Done.
And then you have calculated the root values of the root by using the formula minus b plus minus under root delta by 2a.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
you will get 1 and 5, right?
Yes, sir.
Now you want to calculate the y-intercept. So you put x equal to 0 in the equation. You get y equal to 10, right?
Yes, sir.
Now you will calculate the vertex or axis of symmetry by calculating minus b over 2a. That is equal to 3. You are getting that?
Yes, sir.
Also, you can get it by calculating the average of the roots. Like you can add 1 and 5, that is 6, divided by 2, that is 3. That is also
Yes.
easy way out.
Yes,
You
sir.
note on both the options.
Yes, sir. I did both.
So when you get x equal to 3, you will put in the equation, you will get the y. So you will get
Yes,
y
sir.
equal to 8. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Y equal to minus 8 you got? Y equal to
Mm.
negative 8?
Yes, sir. Correct.
Okay. So you can also do this entire thing by using GDC. Okay. There are
Yes, sir.
certain functions that you can use. I will skip this part. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So any doubts so far?
No, sir.
Okay. Now the second thing which we discussed is called as, now this was pretty straightforward. You have the quadratic equation and you are calculating the roots and doing the analysis by using the graphs, right?
Yes,
Now the
sir.
second part of the question is basically based on the quadratic inequalities. Okay. That is
Yes,
more
sir.
important. So what is the
Yes, sir.
meaning of quadratic inequalities? That means either you are having greater than 0, greater than equal to 0, less than 0, less than equal to 0. There are 4 forms. First you note down
Yes,
these
sir.
4 forms. I hope I'm explaining you in a very easy language.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Done.
Okay. So suppose I have an inequality. Just look it here. 2x square minus 12x plus 10 greater than strictly greater than 0. Correct? So
Yes,
what
sir.
I'll do, I'll first look into the nature of this particular parabola, that is concave up, right? Because the
Yes, sir.
coefficient a is 2. I know I have calculated the roots also 1 and 5, correct? In the previous example. We have
Yes, sir.
already calculated that. So it will like
Yes, sir.
this. But we need strictly positive. So it will positive when you are having x is less than 1 or x is greater than 5. So you should be having the value less than the lesser root, right? Smaller
Yes,
root.
sir. Yes,
And
sir.
you have the value more than the larger root. So you have two roots, 1 and 5. So you either talk about the left of the one. In that case, both will be negative and you will
Yes, sir.
multiply, you will get positive, right? Okay. In the second case, you talk about right of the 5. That means both are positive and you multiply them, get positive, right? Right on the observation. You
Sir,
understood?
can you explain again?
Yeah. I want this inequality to be positive, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, when you factor it, you will have x minus a times x minus b, right?
Yes, sir.
Where a is 1 and b is 5, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, how come this product will be positive? Either both are negative or both are positive,
Okay. Yes,
correct?
sir.
So, when I have x less than 1, they both become negative, right?
Okay. Yes, sir.
And when I have x more than plus 5, they both become positive. So, in both the cases, the product coming out to be positive, right? Because
Yes, sir.
positive multiplied by positive is positive and negative multiplied by negative is also positive, right? So that is how
I
we are having the left of 1 and right of 5, correct? Then you will have this inequality valid, correct?
Yes, sir.
Note down, beta. I hope it is clear now.
Yes, sir.
Either both negative or both positive. Then only the product become positive, right?
Yes, sir.
Whenever you solve, you always think logically. When you think logically, obviously A is easy, but you have to think logically.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Done.
Okay, so is that clear? The solution will be, okay, if I just reverse the inequality, I have less than equal to 0, then one root should be positive and other should be negative, right? Less than
Yes,
equal to
sir.
0. Okay, so it will be the interval between 1 and 5. When they have opposite nature, then in that case, the validity will be within the interval between 1 and 5. But when they have opposite nature, then in that case, we have the inequality reversed, correct? Got it?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Again telling you, here I am doing a negative inequality, right? Less than equal
Yes,
to
sir.
0. When you will
Yes,
get
sir.
negative, when one root is positive, other root should be negative, right?
Yes, sir.
So then you will be having solution apart from the previous one. Previous one has the solution left of 1 and right of 5, right? Left of
Yes, sir.
1 and right of 5. But
Yes,
if
sir.
you leave these two, what is the solution? In between, na? Between 1 and
Yes.
5.
Yes, sir.
So you can note down this, beta. This inequality. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Conceptually? Okay. Obviously, this is the inequality which is the complement of the previous inequality, na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you understood the methodology which I will take? Simple
Yes, sir.
example, then practice. So that everything is crystal clear. I hope everything is clear so far.
Yes, sir.